Good morning, ladies. Did you call for this? I planned on cutting some trees down today, and I still might, but I'm not motivated to do that yet. Thank goodness the days are long in Alaska. Give you a little update on the zucchini. It's really started to take off in these containers outside. Doing pretty well, but I need to get, I've got a couple of buckets over there. I need to get a little bit more soil in a couple of more buckets because I have those pumpkins in there and I'd like to get them in the ground today too. So I think I'm going to make a quick trip to town, pick a few things up, and then we'll come back out and move a bunch of this out of the way. I'm going to need to move the panels. I'm going to need to move the sawbuck, the saw, just because I want to be safe, because I'm going to be cutting down a bunch of trees in there and we're going to get the woodshed started. All right. I need sunglasses because there's no sun today. It's crazy, even though it's raining and overcast right now, I've got power coming in to the OPS off the solar panels, which is super awesome. Okay, so we might have an audio solution for the cell phone. I picked up this, right? This is a small Rode directional microphone that plugs right into the USB port on the side of my cell phone. And I played with it a little bit, so we're going to use it a little bit today and probably throughout the video like I usually do, and see if the audio is better. The funny thing is, I was talking about how lousy the audio is without a microphone, and apparently last week it was okay, but we need to get it fixed. So, I mean, this thing cost me like 29 bucks. Well worth it if it works. The only problem I've seen so far is the case that I have around the cell phone. I pretty much have to remove when I'm going to use this. But I also have to remove it when I'm going to use the drone anyway, because the cell phone is how I fly the drone too. So we'll go ahead and give that a try and see how it works out. All right, so I had some issues with the microphone freezing the camera up, and I had that the first time as well that I used it. And I'm hoping that I just found a setting. The microphone is not on right now, but I'm hoping I just found a setting where the audio should be better in both directions. I noticed that whenever I zoomed in on something, it also zoomed in on the microphone, which I did not want to happen. So when you saw me zooming in on an animal or something with a cell phone, my voice would get really distorted, and I'm hoping that this fixes that. So I turned that off, and then I turned on the 3D audio recording to see if that helps as well. I don't know, right? I said it before, when more technology gets advanced, the more confusing it gets for Sean, and the harder it gets to use. It was a lot easier in the older days when you just pointed at something and it worked. And now everybody's got to have a setting for everything, and AI has got to be everywhere. So we'll see how this works out. It's raining pretty good right now. We're heading to town, pick up some dirt and get those pumpkins transferred over today, and then we'll work on laying out where the woodshed's going to go and getting an idea of how many trees have to fall and how many posts I'm going to need. I might actually sketch something up this afternoon or this evening to get an idea how many trees I'm going to need, because I'm going to frame this whole thing with logs, so to make sure I got enough of them cut down. I got plenty of trees on the property to do it though. Sometimes I'm a knucklehead. That's all there is to it. So I disconnected the microphone because it froze up my camera. And I had that problem before. I don't know if that mic's going to work. But I got into my phone settings, and I think I found a couple of issues. The first setting I think I found a problem with was have the mic zoom at the same time the camera zooms. So whenever I was zooming in on something and recording it and talking to you, that was getting all distorted. So that was something that's been an ongoing issue with it as well. And then the second thing I found was an adjustment for the audio. So it said to add 360 audio to the video, which is supposed to be a better audio pickup, but we'll have to see. I don't know for sure. But this is the test of it right now. So now I'm going to flip the camera around and see how the audio is going the other direction. And we're leaving the orange store right now. Picked up a couple of things that I needed to get the pumpkins transferred over. But, as you can tell, rainy day in Kenai. hopefully the audio is good, and I will post this and we shall see. Some blue skies today. How big I can go with that. Morning, squirrel. Morning, chickens. So I got up at like 5 this morning, but it's closer to 8 now. Slow moving. I had to turn the heater on last night too. It got a bit chilly. It rained all day yesterday, so I didn't do anything. Went over and hung out with some friends for their annual like weekend 4th of July celebration. They do burgers and hot dogs and stuff, so that was nice. It's like 2 places I've been invited to in the last week where I actually went, and I'm notorious for saying, "Oh, we'll see," and never showing up. But it was nice. I need to get out and get a bit more social. Sometimes just spending all my time here on the property gets me more and more antisocial, and I don't need to be that way. So I'm going to grab my measuring tape, measure out what I think the dimensions are going to be for the woodshed. Woodshed / storage shed. So my plan is that I'm going to have the woodshed on one side, and then I'm going to have a room on the other side where I'm going to keep my outdoor stuff. So like my snow blower and my work tools and chainsaws and that kind of stuff will all be in there. And at first I was thinking I would just do like 8 by 16 or 24. And then I'd have an 8 by 8 room here. But now I'm thinking I might go 12 feet by, 12 feet deep by 16 or 24. So that'll give me a 12 by 8 or 12 by 10 when I'm done. Give me enough room for storage in there. I just want to make sure that I have it long enough. It's going to cover like pretty much this whole area. Snowblower will go in there. The chop saw will go in there during the winter months, towards the back. Eventually, all the shelving that's in my bathroom in there will end up going in there as well, because most of that is tools. I'll keep all the batteries, all the electric tools and batteries more than likely in the cabin, just to keep them safe, because I don't know about the weather and what that will do to the cordless power tools. But this is the first blue sky I've seen in probably 5 days. And the plan for today is I'm going to get everything moved. I'm going to measure out everything that I need, all space-wise. And then I'm going to cut down every tree that's in the area that is going to be messed up, that's going to be in the area that I'm going to build. And then I'm going to evaluate what I have as far as logs go, because the framing of this whole thing is going to be out of the logs from the trees. And then I'll cut down any extra dead trees that I have that I need for extra logs to be able to frame this out. I'm going to peel the logs. I'm going to burn the logs. I'm going to do a better job of burning them, make sure that I burn them to the level they need to be burnt at. I had a comment on the garden one that I didn't burn them all the way above ground. And while that's true, it's a garden fence. I wasn't as worried about that. It wasn't a structure. But honestly, the ones that are in the bark still, that were over where the generator shack was, those had zero rot in them whatsoever. So, that was there for 4 or 5 years. So yeah, I'm going to enjoy my cup of coffee this morning. Maybe check a couple of messages, and then get busy. I think Ward's probably coming over today to borrow the generator, so he can go do some more work over at Art's place. He messaged me. I should message him back. Ladies, you want a little treat? Let's see if you want some grass. All right, tear that up if you want it. One way to get the bark off of it, huh? Come. Makes it turn. when that happens. This is the kind of stupid stuff you get hurt on. How we doing?
Good.
I got caught in a tree.
Oh, yeah. That's no worries. Went ahead.
Yeah.
Round of applause.
Round of applause.
You're on glove on backwards.
There it is. Come on. Come on.
It's fight the whole way.
He just doesn't want to go out of there, does he? There we go.
There's always one in the group.
Right? Todd showed up just in time. All right. Should get easier because I'm going to cut this other one down and they won't get caught.
Amazing how quick it opens it up.
Right, huh?
I'll turn the camera off.
So that branch coming off of that tree is what hung up this other tree. Right? Way up there. And that can get dangerous. That's why I threw the rope around it to pull it off. You don't want to just push it and kick it off. I wanted to make sure I had plenty of room to get back there, to get around back there. But a lot of times if you've got a tree like that hung up and you try and push it off, what can happen is it can actually kick out behind you when it comes down. And I didn't want to do that. That's why I threw the rope on it. It was pretty awesome that Todd swang by at the time that he did to give me a hand yanking that. I imagine that my next step would have been just to tie it to the back of the truck and yank it with the rope. But that worked out pretty well. All right, so that one's done. This is a log that I cut a while back. I should be able to use this one as well. It's still in pretty good shape. I got to get it peeled. That one I'll trim up and get it peeled, but I'm not going to do that today. I want to drop a few more of these trees real quick. So yeah, this is the one we're going to do next. And looking at the way this one is leaning, it looks to me like it's going to want to go over here. And I think that what I'm going to end up doing here is I'm going to work on this one and then work on this one and work on the next ones behind it so that I don't run into the same problem the same problem I had with that other tree, getting hung up in the other trees. These are all going to come this way towards me, so we'll see if we can't get some of these more of these dropped right now. Get a general idea. Anyway, for the log. So I still have some extra trees. I still have some extra trees to cut out of there and get myself where I need to be. So I decided it's going to be 12 feet by 24 feet. I wanted to take some last minute measurements to figure out what else had to go. But I kind of figured those small ones in the front were going to have to go. And then I've got the other ones are dead anyway, and I want the logs to build this with. So I think I'm going to end up cutting some trees down again. But I'm not doing that till tomorrow. We'll jump on that as soon as I get back home from work tomorrow. From now, I just wanted to take a couple of more measurements and find out exactly what I need to do. The 12 feet deep by 22 foot long puts the diagonal at 322 inches. So if I get a 12, if I shoot one end to the other end, right, and get my 24 feet in a straight line, because that will be a straight line no matter what anyway, then to get my back corners, all I need to do is go 12 feet, pull a curve, 12 feet, pull a curve, and then go 322 inches, pull a curve, and where those curves intersect, that'll be a perfect 90. And the same thing back here. So if I do the 322 inches off of the front left corner, back, and pull a curve where they intersect the previous curve at the 12 feet in the back, that'll be the corner for the back corners for where I need them. It's the easiest way that I can think of to do it. We'll do that tomorrow. That's enough trees for this week, folks. I hope you have a fantastic week, and we'll see you again next time. Hopefully I'll have all this cleaned up, and we'll be a bit further ahead here. I need these for the poles, which is why these dead ones are coming down right now anyway, because they're back further than the woodshed is probably going to be. I'm Sean in Alaska. Have a fantastic week. We'll see you later.